Yay, yay, yay. Today is NFL draft. Yay, yay, yay. Today is the NFL draft. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's going on, Falcons fans? I'm happy as shit. What's going on, people? Yeah, boy, man, Mike coming at you guys with another NFL live update. All right, so want to kind of give you guys the up and up on what's going on here in Atlanta Falcons Nation. We have quite a few people that will be attending the draft. Miss Pamela, Miss PJ, Auntie Pam herself, she will be live at the draft. The Benz, they will have another draft party there. Miss Maggie, quite a few people from the crew. We will also have multiple live shows that's going to be here on Mad Mike Sports, Atlanta Falcons Nation, the heavy hitter. So make sure you guys subscribe to all of those channels, as well as Coach Unchained. He will host the show. Myself, I will be floating from show to show. So y'all see myself, I'll be everywhere. So don't be too alarmed. But like I said, man, the day is here. The day is here. Ray 50, what's going on? People, show your boy some love in there by hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, you do not want to miss tonight's show. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna have the opportunity for you guys to come in and, speak your piece on what is going on. So you got any questions about, you got any takes, now is the time. I won't be going long. Like I said, tonight is going to be hella interesting. I would just want to go through Twitter to see if I can, Twitter / quote quote X. Look, I refuse to say X. I'm not saying that bull crap. Shout out to my boy Miles Garrett. This is a tweet from him. First time covering the NFL draft tonight in person. Could not be more amped. Going to be a fun night. Falcons fans, tune in to Fox 5 tonight for our draft coverage, including an hour-long draft special starting at 8 o'clock. So, my boy Miles Garrett, congratulations to him for his first draft meeting. Interesting note here, Terrion Arnold is on draft day using his time to go on Good Morning Football to praise his high school janitor. That is crazy. So you're getting a good guy if he's going out his way to praise his high school janitor. That dude has his head on straight. I wouldn't mind seeing him in the Atlanta Falcons. Even the Falcons take him. We know he has a good head on his shoulders. Quite a few people just advertising like hell right now for the draft. As you guys see, I have Latu sitting right there in the center of the picture. So we could very well see a guy like Terrion Arnold, Latu. Whether or not the Atlanta Falcons trade up, they trade back, they trade down. We don't know what the heck is going to happen. The Falcons could fall in love with a player or have possibly fallen in love with a player and decide they want to come up, because Washington is a team that he and Jaden Daniels is kind of having some war words. I don't know if this negotiating tactics, but from what I'm hearing, that Washington and Jaden Daniels can't agree on some things. So it's up. They'll probably end up drafting him, to be honest. We'll see what happens with that. But we all know Washington needs a quarterback. Say hello to a few people in the chat. Ray Fitty, of course. D. Coleman, what's going on, Pimp? Reginald Banks, do you think we trade back at 11? Back at 11 and take Latu? It's a difficult question for me personally. And again, I won't go long, but I'll probably go about 20, 30 minutes because this is going to be a long draft. So you guys leave your questions in the section right now. Original, I believe that the Falcons will trade back. That's my gut feeling. That they will trade back. If the guy in Dallas Turner or Latu have some question marks, so they really sold on him. Quite possibly a guy like Brock Bowers may be there. That's something you really have to entertain just because the dude is just a freaking athlete. A kid like, and I know a lot of people probably thinking Malik Neighbors. I don't think the Falcons would draft him. I think they're fine with the wide receiver and tight end position, but you never know. The Falcons might just want to dominate and have a dominating and put Kirk Cousins or our quarterback and Taylor Heineke if some issues may come about where we may need Taylor or the rookie quarterback if the Falcons decide to draft a quarterback to have some weapons around them. So you could quite possibly see Marvin Harrison Jr. being taken at that 8, Malik Neighbors, Latu, Turner. The Falcons have a lot. So I do think the Falcons will trade back. But like I said, it just depends on how to draft because some team may decide, you know what, I don't like where we're sitting right now. I want to trade. I need our guy. I need to go get our guy at 10. I need to get our guy at 5. And they jump over the Atlanta Falcons and take the Atlanta Falcons pick. They could quite possibly take Dallas Turner. We do not know this. These things happens in the draft all the time where you think guys are going to be there, and then a team like the 49ers trade all their picks to get to jump up to a number 2 pick and get their quarterback. These things happens all the time. We always see some weird thing they go in the draft. So it's not a 100% certainty that the Falcons will get their guy or the guy will be at 8. But I do think at some point the Falcons will draft a defensive guy. I think that's more than likely where they're going to go with that edge. They're going to address some needs, but if the Falcons feel as though that there's quality guys on a defensive board where they can get equal value, I can literally tell you that the Atlanta Falcons will for sure take their guy or trade back. Yasuke, what's going on? Reggie 2K, June Boy was good. Reggie, hope we don't take another wide receiver at defense. Like I said, anything is possible. I think the Falcons will end up going defense, but do not look. There's some great players on the offense side of the ball, especially wide receiver. It's like I said, we don't know what the Atlanta Falcons are thinking. I doubt that they do that. Trade or draft a tight end or a wide receiver, but depending on what they're thinking, man, like I said, we have no clue what these guys are thinking. So anything is possible. Terry Lloyd, what's going on? If Neighbors is on the board, we take him out. Like I think if Marvin Harrison Jr. there, Brock Bowers, you really have to consider taking those guys. Them guys they had a pedigree, and that damn Brock Bowers is just a freak of freaking nature, man. Dick Coleman, I'm good with defensive tackle, edge, wide receiver, and cornerback in our first pick. I ain't picky. And like I said, man, I think the Falcons are in a very good position because, like I said, we don't know if Rondale Moore Ray McLeod, those guys are going to contribute as much as we think they are. So the Falcons could say, look, yeah, we have Drake. Yeah, we have Kyle. Yeah, we have Mooney. But if we can get a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr., we can have a deep passing. We can have a deep passing group. So, like I said, it's possible that the Falcons could quite possibly do that. So do not take that out. Or the Falcons decide, you know what? I want to add another guy to our offensive line and get a guy like Joe Alt if he decides to, if he falls. So it's a lot of scenarios that the Falcons contain. Christy, how you doing? Corey, what's good? What's good, pimping? These folks ain't going to get no work out of me today. Right. It's draft day, man. I cannot contain my excitement. I'm so freaking excited for what's going on with it today, man. It's just like, this is what we've been looking for. This is exactly what we've been looking for. This is exactly what we want. And that's exactly what we getting, man. The draft is here. Going to see what the heck's going to go on from this point on. I think they trade back for Latu versus Byron Murphy. Byron Murphy is another one, Brian Peoples, that is really accelerating up a lot of people's draft board. I think people really starting to take notice into Byron Murphy, and that's another reason why the Falcons could quite possibly decide to draft to trade back and get out of the A spot, because I think 330 and a couple of people said that the Falcons, in my opinion, I think they're in a unique, because they've done such a great job of bringing in star players or players that had the potential to be stars. They're not desperate to get a star, and I think this is a major. I think this is one of the first drafts in a while that the Falcons don't have to be desperate and they and give up a bunch of picks to get a star. I think the Falcons already have potential stars on their team already, so they're not desperate to get guys. So you can see them trade back to get a guy like a Verse, a Latu, a Murphy. Dave, what's going on? The wide receiver room should be far from done. Yeah, like I said, man, this is the NFL, man, and everybody just, a lot of people just blown away by offensive numbers, offensive weapons. You look at what's going on in Cincinnati, it's an absolute nightmare there as far as their players concerned. And this is what I say all the time. We have to be careful about the quarterbacks that we bring in and we draft, because the players, the wide receivers that we play. T. Higgins won out. Now you have the defensive guy in Trey Hendrickson. He wants out of Cincinnati. The same thing that happened to, the Buffalo Bills. Everybody, they had to get rid of a lot of people. So this is what happens when you pay these quarterbacks $40-50 million like that, man. It becomes even more difficult to, to keep guys getting their feelings. Oh, I did this and I got 14 sacks back-to-back years. Why you ain't giving me money? Well, this is the reason why. You're winning. Winning, you have to develop. If you don't develop and you're winning, guys are going to get upset. You won't be able to pay guys, and you end up having to let these guys walk or trade them away. And like I said, if you don't draft well, if you don't develop players well, and the Falcons could quite possibly say, look, we may need to let AJ Terrell go. Chris Lindstrom is coming into his contract. Quite a few guys are coming into their contracts. And you have to look out. It's like, if we lose at AJ Terrell, well, we need more defense. Well, we need to continue to make our offense, or try to make our offense even that more potent by drafting a guy like Malik Neighbors or Brock Bowers or Marvin Harrison Jr. That's quite possible. It's quite possible. I mean, if you lose some defense, try to make your offense that more potent. So that is an option that the Falcons could have on. So you could possibly see a wide receiver being taken with that 8th pick or trade back, somewhere around the 11th, 8th pick. And get one of those guys. I think we trade back because we lose picks for tampering. I mean, look, we're gonna lose picks, but like I said, I think this is a bunch of bullshit. Anybody that thinks that the Falcons tampering and 31 other teams in the NFL aren't tampering, I think you're full of crap. Everybody in that league tampers. Everybody talk to their cousin, baby mama, sister, brother, cousin who passed the information to the next reporter, and this reporter telling that reporter. Everybody tampers. So Falcons may quite possibly, lose a lot of picks. So trading back will be wise. So you can end up, either, picking up a few more picks for next year to compensate from for the possible tampering issues. Or you can trade a guy away like a Jeberaeel. That could be a draft day trade. These things happen. So it's going to be a long day as far as the Falcons in the NFL is concerned, man. You might see some deals on the table where guys, you look at Dallas right now, they're considering bringing back Ezekiel Elliott. They met with him, had lunch and whatnot. So he may retire as a Dallas Cowboy. Dallas Cowboys are going through the exact same thing that the Cincinnati Bengals, the Bills, like teams. Even you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, the Dallas Cowboys. All these teams are having trouble because they're not developing players the proper way. And when you win, you have to pay guys. The more that you win, you have to pay these guys. And if you don't have a developmental system, you will not have consistency. So we see this all around the league. Should be interesting to see what happens. Remember that haul they gave for Chase Young? Again, I think they gave up like a second round pick or something. No. You're right. They gave up all that for Chase Young. Like I said, man, like you never know what's gonna go on in this draft. So, like I said, man, it's going to be interesting to see what Michael Walker, what's going on, pimping. I remember watching Matt Ryan's Boston tape. He got drafted, and that's the crazy part that got me. A lot of people, and I can't believe one of the greatest coaches of all time, and Bill Parcells, didn't see that Matt Ryan was a great player. I look, man. The thing is, you have to focus on a guy's ability. You start focusing on guys on their skill sets. If he can run a 4.2, he's 240 pounds, and he runs a 4.2 and all this type of stuff. You get carried away with their 40 and their combine numbers, man, you might miss good football players. And Matt Ryan was a great football player in college. He had his team ranked number 2 with the lack of weapons. So if that does not signify a good football player, then you're going to miss out looking at these guys for their speed and combine numbers and all the time. We see this shit happen all the time where players are passed up because they don't have great numbers. A wide receiver with the Rams, again, I think he was Puka, Nakua, whatever the heck his name is. I can never get his name right. I hope I got it right, but he was one of those guys that, did not get drafted high because of his combine numbers. And he's a terrific athlete, but, they looked at him and say, all right, you don't have amazing numbers. And he fell down to almost the 6th round, I believe it was. So we see this happen all the time. So do not get carried away with all these combine numbers. Matt Ryan numbers weren't great, but he was a great football player. It's gonna be hard to piss me off with the first picks. I think Falcons in a good position, man. Like I said, doing a live show. Look, Jebo Grant hit that subscribe button here on Mad Mike Sports, Atlanta Falcon Nation, the Heavy Hitters Live Show. We will have at the very least 2 shows going on at the same time covering the draft, our team, our affiliates. We got a couple of Falcon content creators that are reaching out. They want to join us for a few. And like I said, we got quite a few people, so we might have 3 shows, depending on what happens. But we're having 2 shows for sure. Mad Mike Sports. K Styles going to be hosting that. Coach Unchained, he's going to be hosting the AFN show. Also with the AFN crew, quite a few people, but we got 2 shows. So hit that subscribe button right here if you want live draft coverage. And like I said, we like to go all day. All right, all day. I know y'all ladies love dudes that can go all day. All right, I'm just playing. But Ray 50, Kenyon mentioned or honor. I'm gonna go with Mitchell because I just think I like his ball skills, and the Falcons need guys with ball skills that get interceptions. So Terry Arnold, in my opinion, probably the best cover guy, but I think Kenyon Mitchell just has ball skills that I so desperately want. Justin Jefferson wants out of Minnesota. These wide receivers, these diva wide receivers, man. Look, me personally, I wouldn't touch a wide receiver until like at the very least the 25th pick. I'll take a quarterback about the 21st, the 25th pick for the most part. I just don't trust these wide receivers. All of them greedy. They don't want to play ball. They don't love the game. All they want is a damn check. So I'm not screwing with a damn a wide receiver. I really want to see Clark at corner. Yeah, Clark is going to get his opportunity to play inside, outside. He's going to be a very good player for the Atlanta Falcons. He's going to get a lot of playing time along with D. Alford. So there's going to be a lot of competition at that cornerback position. So it's not a foregone conclusion that AJ Jeberaeel is going to be a lifelong Falcon player. If I was a betting man, I say he would. But again, there's always a chance there's somebody in the draft that they really like, or somebody on the team they really like that they want to represent their style of defense. So it is what it is, man. Goes back to management. Buffalo paid their guy and wanted to figure it out. Baltimore paid their guy and still have a reconstructed roster. You got to have a plan. That's a great point. NFL draft date. Not 746. What's going on, John? What's going on, brother? Bradley Burnett. What up, fam? I really hope we can manage to trade down. If not, I'd love for us to get Dallas Turner. If a wide receiver falls to us, I wouldn't be mad. But we paid $13 million for Mooney. That's too much for a wide receiver 3. He's going to be the wide receiver 2. He's going to get a lot of targets. A lot of time you pay $13 million for a number 2. It's not really bad at all. It's when you get close to that $20 million for a guy that essentially going to be a number 2 where I have a problem. Is it a little bit too high? Possibly, but $13 million for a number 2 receiver that's going to get you 60 to 80 receptions a year, I think that's pretty good. He's going to be one of those guys that's going to open up a lot of space for guys like Kyle Pitts to eat underneath, as well as Bijan Robinson out of backfield as a screen guy. So you need a guy, a speed guy, a route runner like Moon that's going to open things up for guys like Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Rondale Moore. He's another one of those guys who's a speedster who's going to open up the lanes for the Atlanta Falcons. So Moon is going to be a pretty good guy for that number 2 wide receiver. And like I said, he's going to get from anywhere, in my opinion, of 40 to about 60 catches a year. And look, at the end of the day, it's not all about the numbers. It's all about the impact and what he does with his opportunities. The Coleman 2 to 6 is going to be where the curveball comes. I think, it's going to be real interesting, man. Heenan Tate should have kept Alden Tate. What's going on? Yeah, man. Like I said, it's a lot of guys where, Yeah, it's a lot of guys in there where I just, like I said, man, it's this is going to be one of the most craziest NFL drafts in a while. I really think it's going to be all over the place, man. Yeah, and Baltimore wanted to trade up for Matt Ice, end up getting Flacco. Is there a time frame for a trade? I think no, not well. A lot of teams field offers before Christie, before the draft, so they know the teams that are interested. Teams end up like, are you considering trading that pick away? So this is what the Atlanta Falcons were talking about when they spoke about they have fielded offers from teams that may want to trade up or trade back. They field offers. So you already have an idea of the teams that want to trade up. So what happens is that team may hit you up in that 15 to 20 minute, I think it's 15 minute in the first round, that 15-minute time frame. And it's like when they call you as a general manager, you know exactly what they want because you had a previous conversation with them. So a lot of these trades are premeditated, kind of get a feel, kind of get the team to understand, like, look, you want to trade, and they hit you up. Once they hit you up, you know what it's all about. So it's within that 10 to 15 minute time frame where the trades got to come in. All you have to do is just, have it in place before, have that in place before it actually happens. Yeah, BC ranked there for top 5 the whole season. Bradley Burnett, absolutely. None of those wide receivers at Boston. Yeah, that was a whole bunch of crap. So, yeah. If we trade back, I got my eyes on the Raiders. Do you think we're going to draft a quarterback at the 8th pick, David Foster? I absolutely do not think so. It would be one of the dumbest things the Atlanta Falcons could do. It'd take a quarterback. I think it was an absolute waste of a signing with a guy like Kirk Cousins as well. I think the real tale for the Atlanta Falcons to not take a quarterback in the first round is really keeping Taylor Heineke. If the Falcons were going to take a quarterback with the 8th pick or in the first round, I think Taylor Heineke would have been released. But the fact that he hasn't been released is a huge tale for me. I don't think you take a quarterback in the first round if you keep Taylor Heineke. And, obviously if you pay that much money for Kirk Cousins and, possible tampering and all that type of stuff, I just don't think the Falcons are going to trade for a quarterback. Maybe later in the rounds, 2nd round, 3rd round, because you got guys like Spencer Rattler, Michael Pratt, a lot of these guys, Bo Nix, a lot of these guys are going to be available. So I see no need to draft a quarterback in the first round when you already have a guy like Kirk Cousins. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you guys are new to the channel, live draft coverage, 2, possibly 3 shows. And we're going to field questions. And if you have, your thoughts on the draft, we're going to let you in for a few minutes and give your takes on it. All right. We're not going to have a crying fest. So if y'all want to sit up here and cry for 15 minutes on how stupid a team is for taking their guy, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to have about 3 to 4 minute window where you guys can come in and speak your mind. All right. But be respectful to the people that want to jump in and, speak their piece as well. So we will open it up for you guys to come in and talk about your particular team, or other teams that you enjoy their takes as far as the draft is concerned. Can we trade Pitts today? I'm tired of his ladies. No, Pitts is not going anywhere, man. Pitts is going to be here, and he should be here. My frustration with Pitts is I did think he was lazy, and I think he quit. But at the end of the day, the guy has so much potential and so much skill, man. You almost have to give him a second chance because he's so skilled. A lot of people don't have that opportunity because they don't have the skill that Kyle Pitts, but you'll be a fool to let him walk and not give him another chance, the opportunity to be, the player that we think he can be. I wouldn't touch a quarterback at all personally this year. Like I said, I would draft a quarterback, but I'm not taking a quarterback. I'm not taking a quarterback in the first round. I'm just not touching it. I think the Atlanta Falcons are pretty good at quarterback for for at least 2 years. And another thing too, you never know what the Bucks or the Saints they're doing. I know the Saints have Derek Carr, but they might want to decide that they want to take a quarterback and groom, because at some point, yeah, things change. So, Stephen Kennedy, how you doing, sir? Okay, Todd. Yeah, a quarterback 8. Yeah, I just don't see that. Financially, it just doesn't make sense because that quarterback is going to be making. If you draft a quarterback at 8, he's going to be making anywhere from 18 to about $13 million a year. So essentially, what that means is you got a backup quarterback that's going to be making $8 to $13 million to sit on the bench, and I think that's just pure ignorance at its finest. Not to mention that the Falcons have to find a way that they're going to pay a few of these guys on the draft class. So you got the draft class. You got to figure out a way if you're going to extend AJ Terrell. What's going to happen with if Grady Jarrett decides he wants to reconstruct his contract to get the Falcons a little bit more leeway in order to, build his roster a bit. Like I said, it's just too much money allocated to a guy that's going to sit on the bench, and I just think that's dumb. $8 million sitting on the bench just to be looking and doing nothing. Yeah, that's not very smart. Tim, Calisipi, I hope I said that. What's going on, brother? What's going on, P. Rick, like the feed? Been a long time since I feel good about the team. And I think the Falcons are in a good position. They have pieces on both sides of the ball. The only position on the defense side of the ball that I think we all are concerned about, and the reason why I have that picture up is Latu, and that's the edge position. So if the Falcons can, get that squared away as far as that edge position is concerned, I think they'll be fine. I don't think Latu is that good. I think Latu is good. The thing is, it's too many question marks. In particular, his health. I think he does play a little bit high, and that's concerning. I don't think he'll be a very good guy, a very good run defender. Because he plays out at 2-point stance, and you got to be strong. You have to have great footwork, and I think he can get a little bit high. You get a little bit high as a defensive guy, and you don't have the physical strength to be able to play against the big physical offensive lineman. Because you get high with a guy like Caleb McGarry, man, you end up getting embarrassed. So I don't like how high Latu plays, but I do think he has some pretty good closing speed. He has the great hand move, and yeah, he has pretty good bend on the edge too. So I think he can get after quarterback. As far as him being a complete defender, don't think that. He's the new Dante Fowler. Wow. That's so disrespectful. So disrespectful. If we can get a solid edge rusher, it will really take us to the next level. But I look, I believe every kitty has the potential to be a damn good pass rusher. The thing with him, for whatever reason, he decides he want to spin move when he get close to the damn quarterback. Like just tackle the damn man. All that cute shit he be trying to do is just very annoying with every kitty. He had 6 sacks last year, a pretty good number for a guy that was a rotational piece. So just imagine if every kitty gets much better in closing. This guy can be a double-digit sack guy himself. So Falcons have pieces, man. They just have to figure out. And plus, you have a guy like Calais Campbell that's still deciding whether or not he's going to be back with the Atlanta Falcons. Eddie Goldman was on the field with the Atlanta Falcons and their practice and their run through. So we'll see how that goes with Eddie Goldman being a defensive guy in the middle of it, so he could be a valuable piece for the Atlanta Falcons if he decides to play and not retire again. But I think he'll be the nose tackle along with Grady Jarrett and David Onyemata. So you have a 3-man rotation right there in the middle of the defense. And the Falcons, like I said, I think the Falcons are good, man. But I do Stephen Ramey. I do like Ramey. I do like Verse. I think Verse is the most ready pass rusher edge guy in this draft, man. I know a lot of people say, "Oh man, but he's only can play one side ball." Look, that dude is a player. He gets at it. There's no wasted movement with him. He sees his target and he gets after his target. Not a lot of wasted movement, unnecessary moves and spins and all that type of stuff. And he definitely has the power. He has the size to be able to be a good one. But I do like what I see of Verse. Verse is the guy that I'm looking at. And Latu and Turner, those guys kind of 1B for me. Smoking that ain't pack. That's what happens. Smoking that ain't pack, comparing other players to players. That's what typically happens. Yeah, that's what typically happens. We compare other players to kind of give a gauge on what they are and who they are and their playing style. Nothing wrong with comparing pairs. All right, I don't know why people think it's taboo to compare other players to other players, but it's not taboo. Todd Mullen was good. Thoughts on Michael Pratt in the 4th round. Tulane. I actually like him. Like I said, that's why I say it's not a foregone conclusion for me that the Falcons are going to take a quarterback in the first couple of rounds. I just don't see it. Unless it's a guy like Bo Nix. I think Bo Nix has the ability to be a pretty good quarterback in the NFL with the proper tutelage and learn how to calm his behind down. I think he'll be pretty good. Michael Pratt, I think he's another guy. I don't know why I just went blank with this guy, but Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler is another guy that you can see. But I think, again, as far as this comparing guys, look, man, that's just the way it is. A lot of people don't have to like it, but that's just the way it is. You compare guys and compare guys. Mm-hmm. I don't know why that Tyler, what her name? Make me sweat, make me sweat. That song just stuck in my head, y'all. I'm sorry. That was just that just so fucking random. But but that's all stuck in my head. I had to get that out of my head real quick. All right, but man, look, I hate that song, but that good little hammers, that little thing, Jesus Christ. tie her ass to the top of the damn ceiling. All right, let's get back to football. Um, I think Spencer Rattler goes in the second round. Dude yeah, he does, man. Um, yeah, I think Spencer Rattler for the most part, man. Um, he has all the tools, but for whatever reason, he makes a lot of dumb mistakes, and that's why I say him. He as well as Bo Nix. Those guys have all the tools to be successful as a quarterback, but they make some of the most like bone-headed plays at the wrong times. Like, bro, why do you make that? Why do you just hold the ball? Why are you doing these types of things? So those are the things. Those are the things. So y'all don't like Tyler song? Make me sweat, make me sweat. All right, but yeah, I think those guys would definitely be. I think those guys would definitely be some guys that you're going to look for the Atlanta Falcons to quite possibly, because it's a spread offense. This essentially is a college offense with Zach Robinson. So they're going to use a lot of motion. So you're going to see a lot of rollouts. You're going to see a lot of movement with your quarterback. You're going to see a lot of quarterback play that's going to he's going to make quick decisions as quarterback. So those spread option quarterback are going to be on the board. So I know John knows this is as best as anyone, because he's an Oregon fan. That's what Bo Nix is. He's gotten better at making quick decisions, uses athleticism, moving around, getting the ball into his playmakers' hands, and certain things. Mike is a Mega T follower. Look, good. I'm tired of you, okay? I'm tired of you. All right? I'm tired of you. You a Mad Mike follower, ma'am. Okay, so damn, I said I was going 30 minutes. See, this is what happens. I told you I'm way too excited to be. I'm way too excited just to be sit around. Like I said, we're waiting on a few other things to kind of get confirmed. But AFN, Mad Mike Sports, the heavy hitters, Coach Unchanged. We're gonna have a draft coverage show for all four of those platforms. 6-man K Style. So if you guys are subscribed to most of our channels, we're gonna have Jew Talk Sports. My brother, my minister, Jew Talk Sports. He's going to be there tonight, giving his take on the draft. So man, it's gonna be a fun night, man. And John said yes, he improved from LSU. Even from last year, he might be top. And like I said, man, like at the end of the day, man, I think at the end of the day, man, I'm sorry, I got that song in y'all head. Yeah, the radio does play that song way too much. I can agree. That's why I don't like listening to the radio, because they will definitely. But as well as the Ladybirds will be on the show. So Miss Pam, they're gonna be Saturday and maybe Sunday. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot of the ladies. We're gonna see a lot of people that's gonna be available for the draft show tonight. So again, if you guys have not hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button over here so we can kind of get our videos in this YouTube algorithm. You hit that like button that tells YouTube that they have some quality content. So if you think we have quality content over here, hit that like button on the videos. Please hit that like button on the videos, and better yet, hit that subscribe button so you will not miss any other future shows here from Atlanta Falcons Nation, man. Mike Sports. I got my chicken wings. Oh, look, girl. Don't start talking about food, because I'm already hungry. I need to get my second cup of coffee right now. Yeah. I gotta go. Marina was said pay for. Hey man, like I said, I appreciate everybody for joining us, but I got to get back to work for this show. Reach out to more content creators. So, hit your favorite content creator, said in AFM at My Sports. The show will be open to everyone. So if you want to come in, state your piece for a few minutes, sit and talk with us and jam with us, holler at the player, man. So like I said before, with that being said, stay tuned for tonight. We are going to go live 8 o'clock. Atlanta Falcons Nation, Mad Mike Sports, the Heavy Hitters Live Show, 6-Man K Styles, Miss Maggie T, the Lady Birds. All right, hit that subscribe button. If y'all are going to attend the draft party, also hit up Miss Maggie on social media so you guys can take some pictures and just have a conversation with her, Auntie Pam, Big Ant. That's all I got to say about that. Continue to support your boy. Appreciate it. Love y'all. I'm out, man.